Hero Academia has officially come to an end, and it's safe to say that the final season exceeded all expectations. And I just want to say, I told y'all niggas, man, they try to call me crazy, but I'm never wrong. It's early. You know how to do my victory lap, man. Go follow my new TikTok if y'all haven't already. The link will be pinned in the comments. I'm posting daily yaps in celebration of Munchmas. My Hero Academia is finally getting the props it deserves, but I promise y'all, it wasn't always sunshines and rainbows. You guys have no idea how hard it was to defend MHA from 2020 to 2024. Most of you guys don't know I'm the one who made the light-skinned Bakugo meme back in 2021, but the more you know, this MHA shit gets serious, bro. You better be ready to die for it. Thankfully, those days are long gone, and we can all agree that this final season was absolute cinema. Last season covered the first 3 quarters of the war, which mainly focused on the conclusions of our side cast, and if you want my thoughts on those, you can just check out the video from last year once you're done with this one. This season focuses on the 4th quarter, which means the big dogs are fighting, and off the rip, we're thrown right back into All Might versus All for One. This fight is honestly so peak, and I still to this day have no idea why people hated on Iron Might when he first got introduced in the manga. Niggas love to complain about how every shonen has the same tropes, but as soon as something original happens, they get to hating more than I hate Raji Miyajima.
Yo, bro, you seen the new What's Your Girlfriend chapters?
Nah, bro, why?
Yo, Pete, bro, you're not gonna believe this, bro.
You need to be hung, my nigga. Nah, real shit.
Words can't explain how much I love this fight, bro. This is why All Might was a symbol of peace. Even after becoming quirkless, he still has the will of the strongest and wasn't about to go down without a fight. Hey, shout out to that boy Stain for coming back to try and jump All for One with his idol, but... Nah, that boy got cooked. All for One wasted no time on jacking his quirk and firing that beam right back to All Might. But even after all that, All Might still was determined to keep fighting with a smile on his face. This nigga is handicapped talking about some come get me. I gotta give it to him. This is elite rage bait, since this leads to AFO picking him up in order to execute him in front of the whole world on some Gold D Rogers shit. And looking at All Might's face here, you think it's over, but really, this nigga is just an Oscar level actor, since he grapples onto All for One and starts giving him that look, just like the one he gave Endeavor after saying villains are also scariest when wounded, and this triggered his PTSD of the words Shimura said before she died. Toshinori's crazier than you are. This is it, the plotline we've been waiting for since all the way back in season 4, that All Might will die a gruesome death, just like Night I Saw. But what about the promise he made to Deku? Well, seems like it was all for nothing, since All Might plans to pull a Vegeta on AFO to go out in one final bit. All Might just got read like a book, live on Twitch.tv. The whole world is witnessing his final moments, and nothing hurts more than seeing Deku's face. This is the face of when you find out your goat is washed. This nigga AFO was having the time of his life though. This level of hating gotta be up there with the goats, Reverse Flash, Dr. Doom, and 50 Cent. Seeing All Might look wasted like this might have hurt me more than seeing LeBron drop less than 10 points. Deku tries to reach his hand out, but it's already too late. All Might's fate was already sealed. But the great explosion murder god Dynamite had other plans, as this was the end of an era and the beginning. Bamanshi, this moment makes no sense. This is plot armor. How is he still alive? And to that, all I gotta say is...
Or, nigga.
Live and learn. Deku and Bakugo Go Plus Ultra.
Episode 3 of Season 8 is the best anime episode that dropped this year, period. I haven't felt this much hype watching a shonen since Todi and Yuji fought Mahito. That 120% of their full potential scene is forever engraved into my brain. Horikoshi really looked at this, remembered that go beyond is one of the most iconic phrases in recent anime manga history, and said fine, I'll do it myself. And Bones did not disappoint in adapting it. Words can't describe how much I love this trend. Deku and Bakugo was out there looking like Kyrie and LeBron in the finals, and I'm sorry to all my Raze lovers. I too am a Fujimoto glazer, but Reize not doing this, bro. She's living off of pure animation feats. Makima's fine, Himiko's mine, Reize died, Bakugo in 5. Maintaining the agenda is our top priority. The slander never ends. Bakugo was out here giving all for one straight belt to ass. Nigga had the audacity to try and zoom to Shigaraki, essentially calling Bakugo a bum, and Bakugo took that shit personally, face palming that boomer straight to the earth's surface. I want shit down, nigga. Stop playing with the big cuts on, bro. He really liked that. My favorite section of this fight is easily the part where AFO is like, fuck this shit, I'm out, and Bakugo enters a flow state. And as soon as I saw the details in these veins, I could already tell that this was animated by none other than the animator, Vincent Chansard. They finally let him run it back after butchering his work in My Villain Academia. Man, every time I get reminded of what could have been, it just makes me wanna. I love how Bakugo is laughing his ass off trying to figure out how to control his new power, and AFO somehow has the look of anger, confusion, and spite all in one. Bakugo's awakening gave me the same feeling I had witnessing Luffy awaken Gear 5, and I was dead ass crying when I first heard the drums of liberation, so the blonde crash out is in great company. Bakugo was feeling so euphoric, he started hitting the honor one pose. Now I ain't gonna lie, you can hit that pose, little nigga, you earned it. It's so peak. The connection between Bakugo and the second user of One For All was something fans had always speculated, and I mean, just look at him, bro. There's no way they're not related, but turns out they actually weren't. Instead, however, it's revealed that the person All For One hates the most is Kudo, because he's the one who reached his hand out to the first user of One For All, starting this 9-generation war. But we never knew that One For All accidentally killed his younger brother, and this left him absolutely devastated, to the point that he killed everyone who was ever related to Kudo, so that he could never rise up to challenge him again. It is crazy how this random ass nigga who just happens to look like him is now giving him belt to ass. Yeah, turns out AFO has a little brother complex, but wait, nigga, I don't give a fuck. He then proceeds to show his ultimate trump card, All For One goal. Oh, I see what Horikoshi did there now. Bakugo proceeds to stun this man baby so hard they gave homage to the United States of Smash with his finishing move. And peep this impact frame, y'all. This shit is magnificent. All Might couldn't believe his eyes. He did not know that Bakugo could ball like this. This fight was quite literally the hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby meme personified. This AFO emerges from the smoke as a baby and tries to sneak Bakugo, but ain't nobody falling for that weak ass fake old geezer. Night, we smoking on that AFO pack. And to add the perfect cherry on top, Bakugo throws up his fist just like All Might even after his body gave up on him. It says, izuku. What else can I say? This fight is nothing short of perfect. I knew this fight was gonna be peak as soon as I read the leaks. Like I said earlier, I'm never wrong, just early. Bakugo is a top 5 deuteragonist in shonen history, and he's better than the midget with a McDonald's hairline, but y'all not ready for that conversation. We are going to start a dialogue. I personally like to view shonen rivalries like basketball eras. Magic and Bird are Vegeta and Goku, Naruto and Sasuke are Shaq and Kobe, and Bakugo and Deku are LeBron and Curry. Also, shout out Asta and Yuno. They don't get enough love these days. You know who's not a legend though? All For One's bitch ass.
That's what legendary players do. Kobe Bryant broke his fucking hand, and he did that. That's what legendary players do. LeBron, legendary, 3-1 comeback, came back. Kevin Durant got his foot on the line, went into overtime. He did score, bro. He didn't put up no buckets. Stop calling that man legendary because he won with Steph Curry, the greatest shooter ever, Klay Thompson, a top 3 shooter ever. Stop calling that, because when Westbrook went down, he got smoked out by Memphis. When they played the Spurs, he got smoked out. When they went up against Golden State, he blew a 3-1 lead. He choked. Legendary, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, even fucking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson as a rookie, 45 points,
Larry
17 rebounds, triple-double, Larry Bird, legendary. These are legendary. Hakeem Olajuwon is more legendary than Kevin Durant. That's what we talking about right now. Stop talking about KD like he's this guy. He's not that guy. He's a Slim Reaper. He's garbage when it matters. He's garbage.
And just like that, it's time to talk about.
Man, do that dance, bitch. Fortnite. Man, do that dance, bitch. Fortnite.
This is a certified hood classic.
Deku's 3-1 comeback has to be studied. Just earlier this year, the whole internet was clowning him for being a street tier, even though there was no way in hell that Biles was winning that death battle. Although a YJD legend once said, I don't actually use logic when I do these things. I don't care about what I read. It's about the agenda. And just a couple months before the street tier agenda went viral, the whole world was calling Deku a McDonald's worker. And his pizza promo image dropping made everything 100 times worse. Niggas was hating just to hate, completely ignoring the message Horikoshi was trying to tell, that Deku sacrificing his dream just to have a chance at saving a crying boy is the absolute pinnacle of heroism, yet continue to keep glazing the Shinjuku slop arc week to week, and glaze Mr. Always at 1 HP Grayson choosing to assist the talking stage at the hospital instead of helping end an ongoing war. But even before all this nuanced Deku slander, what if I told you it all originated from the most overlooked aspect of his character? Deku is a crybaby. I truly do believe that anime's fans' hate for Deku all stem from this aspect of him, and honestly, I can see why. Shonen has conditioned our brains that the main protagonist should always have that raw aspect to them. Even idiots like Luffy and Goku manage to have some cold moments, and Luffy only really breaks down after going through the most rough period of his life and reaching his breaking point. Yet Deku will cry over someone just acting kind to him. To put it into simple terms, Deku just don't got that real nigga energy. I'm Kevin said on November 10th, 2025. That is blasphemous! Deku is literally just a put on a shirt nigga meme exacerbated, since I 100% guarantee that if LeBron Raymond James Sr. told any of y'all niggas that you could become king, you start breaking down in tears too. And obviously, if you've been traumatized by always getting bullied since you were a child, you start tearing up too if people started treating you how you always wanted to be treated. Deku is just a twink living the epic chungus life, and once you accept him for who he is, it'll make the MHA viewing experience a lot better. And trust me bro, I'm not chatting out of my ass. This nigga Horikoshi made Deku wear Mirko's fit, and boy, he got that shit on though. Deku's softness is definitely why so many people think he's gay, which was a domino effect that led to the MHA fandom becoming what it is known for being now. But that's a video topic for another day. Enough talking about how Deku's reputation got in the mud.
Well, I should take a swan dive off the building and hope to get a quirk in my next life.
Yeah, Deku, I was 13, man. I'm sorry about that.
I think you were right.
Let's talk about the comeback. Most MHA fans tend to say the moment they realized they loved Deku was during the 1,000,000% scene, but this was always just a generic shonen power-up scene to me. For me, it has to be when he had his back completely against the wall with Night Eye telling him that he saw Overhaul killing him in the future, but bro wasn't having it. It said,
even if it's already been decided, even if it's set in stone, I'll smash that future!
This shit means something to me, man! And even with his back against the wall and knowing his fate was sealed, Deku was still determined to save Eri and defy fate. And that's the moment that made me realize I'm watching the story of how the greatest hero was born. Deku versus Shigaraki has been built up ever since their first encounter all the way back in USJ. And after how hard they massacred their first showdown, anime onlys were expecting to get the final valley, straight hands, minimal flashbacks, yet what we got was a minute and 30 seconds of action, and half of it was just 15-second cutaways. If you were to put all the action scenes together, this is what it would come out to. So yeah, I can see why you would complain that the final showdown between the main character and villain that was built up for 9 years was just a flashback fest, especially since the episode prior ended with Deku making the difficult decision to give up One For All, which led to an epic ass power-up scene. Side note, when was the last time you've seen an anime MC power-up scene? Hashtag make shonen transformations great again. We went from final Gachiakuta Tensho to Talk no Jutsu domain expansions, bro. How do I tell you, bro? MHA has never been a series known for having insane choreography. It's been doing this punch, flashback, punch audience massive crowd reaction, epic climax formula, even when Deku fought Todoroki. There's a reason that whenever you search up best anime fights in MHA, 9 out of 10 times it's a movie fight, since that's why they exist, to show how crazy the fights would be if Horikoshi gave a fuck about choreographing fights. Deku fights are literally just phase 1, Deku finds himself at a disadvantage. Phase 2, Deku gets overpowered by opponent. Phase 3, it's revealed that while taking those hits, Deku was coming up with some insane battle strategy. Phase 4, the battle strategy gives him the advantage to defeat the opponent, and the cycle continues till the end of time. That's literally how Deku versus Shigaraki is structured. Phase 1, Deku finds himself at a disadvantage now that Shigaraki can use his quirks again. Phase 2, Deku gets overpowered by Shiggy and loses danger sense. Phase 3, Deku laid trails of black whip in the ground and is told that giving one for all to Shiggy can help save Tenko. Phase 4, Deku uses overlay to give him the physical boost he needs to efficiently transfer one for all to Shiggy, resulting in their quirk factors aligning and them connecting in the spiritual realm. Before I get into the whole Talk no Jutsu Avatar realm thingy, I just want to talk about Deku and Shigaraki's dynamic in the series. I find it quite ironic that Deku's biggest inspiration growing up was All Might, yet we never see him smiling during fights. Yet Shiggy is always smiling during his fights after his awakening. Like I said in last year's video, Shigaraki is the symbol of freedom, and destruction is what will bring liberation to this world. He's basically Luffy gone dark. Even after Deku tries to hit him with the Talk no Jutsu, he refuses, as he acknowledges that there are mistreated people all around the world, and for their sake, he must become the villain's hero. Just for All for One to come in and tell him that his whole life is a lie. You know the whole story of Shigaraki tragically murdering his family after his quirk activated for the first time? Well, turns out this was just a quirk AFO gave him at a younger age after taking his original quirk. This nigga AFO pulled an Aizen on Shigaraki. His entire origin was manufactured by AFO so that he could have enough to steal one for all and become his ultimate vessel. And worst of all, we've seen Shigaraki's quirk. That yellow thing that AFO and Shigaraki be using to traverse at high speeds is Shiggy's original quirk. Tenko Shimura was born to touch the stars, just like his late grandma Nana. However, Tomura Shigaraki was cursed to never touch again, all because All for One was like, damn man, I feel for you. It sucks that your mom's without like that. It never really gave a fuck about you. But hey, look, on the bright side, your wife bad as shit. You know what? Maybe you're right. If I were you, I hit that little shit every night. Say what now? Fuck that hoe for B5. Ah, what a cutie. All for One successfully was able to take over Shigaraki's body. That boy Deku was wasted. But before AFO could finish him off, out of all people, Sero, Ojiro, and Sato saved him, and Aizawa clutched up by giving Deku Aries' horn, which rewound his arms. It wasn't just Deku versus All for One anymore. Everyone was here. And as soon as this episode finished airing, the official MHA page tweeted this. And just like that, the Go Deku movement began. The hype leading up to Deku's final run was unreal. It didn't matter which social media you were on. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, even fucking Threads probably. Everyone had suddenly become a Deku fan and was glazing the shit out of him. You couldn't escape the Go Deku PFP, man. This shit was a cult. Everyone and their moms had one. It got so crazy to the point where this one guy on Twitter was reskinning it as other anime characters. I will never forget the hype leading up to Izuku Midoriya's rising. Seeing MHA get this much love felt like the Unk still got it meme. But little did I know that episode 167, don't fucking comment it, nigga. I know you want to, but I'm being serious this video, would exceed all my expectations. This episode is a masterpiece, from the start where Deku puts the All Might shirt on to Deku's Fist of Victory. That 9.9 debut IMDb rating was well deserved. This episode is the ultimate culmination of Deku's character journey. When watching MHA, you'd assume that Deku's greatest strength is that when it comes to saving people, his body just moves on its own, along with his unbreakable determination. Even with only the embers of One for All remaining, he still runs. And this is where All for One realizes Deku's true strength is his weakness, and as long as he keeps moving forward, the people around him will keep getting back up again and again. Deku's weakness is something that All Might lacked. His strength gave the people a false idea that they didn't have to be heroes as long as All Might was still around, and that's why Hero Society completely crashed when she retired. I just love how Deku's mom recreated his iconic run in episode 2, and Deku smash for the title card looked beautiful, and I wish the anime utilized his art style more. All for One wasn't about to go out that easily though, but thankfully Bakugo is there to give Deku the final push, and as All for One realizes realizes this is his end, he begins to realize that maybe he wasn't just some emotionless demon lord. The person he cared about the most was his little brother, and that's the reason he spent all these years chasing him. And Deku realizes this by calling AFO out for just being a lonely man. Even his little brother was happy that he came to this realization, but the past is in the past, and it was finally time for AFO to pay for his sins. Deku and Shigaraki share one last moment with each other, and if this was any other shonen, Deku would probably get his powers back here. But Shigi's like, I hate you, nigga, let's die.
Looks like that's it for me, though. Oh well.
Hey, nigga, you died, right? Can I get my quirk back? I kind of built my entire reputation around it and destroyed my body to master it. The least you could do is give me my bag back, you know?
Nah, fuck that shit, nigga. The fans think you being a bum for the rest of your days is peak themes and such. So your chain is going to the grave with me. Enjoy food service, bitch.
Fuck you. On some real shit though, I love how Shigaraki stuck to his morals to the end. He even said it himself. Tomura Shigaraki fought to destroy until the very end. The screen cuts to the impact of the final blow, and we get to see Deku's last hurrah. This is the punch that symbolized the start of a new era, started by none other than Izuku Midoriya, the world's greatest hero. The epilogue was easily the most critiqued part of the manga, and after seeing it get animated, I'm convinced that the only reason niggas was hating was because how fast agendas can spread due to leak culture. Oh my god, Deku's friends left him for 8 years, and he's a McDonald's worker with no hose? Granted, this slander is good slander, but when you push an agenda and most people seeing it only consume the anime, they just go with the flow. The only epilogue that deserves slander is JJK's. The last 3.5 chapters are straight dog ass. They cleared things up. Japan in Class 1A did not forget about Deku. They literally spent 8 years funding a way for him to return to fighting crime, and Bakugo is a real ass nigga because he cried for Deku when he found out he was Coriolis again and was the lead funder for the Iron Suit. Deku is not a McDonald's worker, he's a homeroom teacher at the Harvard for Heroes, so my mains is comfortably making well over 6 figs and gets paid during summer breaks. What broke ass nigga is pulling up out the whip with this much swag? 431 didn't get animated sadly, but he still bagged Ochaco, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Hit her ass with the
Boku no hero da!
that shit Irish ring green every time, nigga. Stop playing with the big green. And lastly, Pan did not forget about Deku. Guy literally mentions his name amongst the greats. I don't know why the fuck he snuck in Best Genius on that list though. I don't know which kids look up to Best Genius. Little nigga thinks he's on the team. Deku's final smash sent gust of winds all the way to the US. Also was the start of a new era, and this is best shown through Koki's story. This kid's life straight up sucked. As soon as his quirk awakened, his family imprisoned him in fear that the association discovering his power would damage their standing. However, the damage from the war destroyed his cell and let him finally escape. But before his anger could develop into something greater, an old lady grabs his arm. The same old lady who let go of Shigaraki's arm that one fatal day. If this never happened, this kid could have easily became the next Shigaraki. But just as Hawks had theorized, Deku's punch had an effect on everyone who watched it. And now we can live in a society where heroes aren't so busy. I also appreciate how Horikoshi made sure to not forget about even the most forgotten of characters. Deku has an emotional talk with Spinner, which motivates him to write a book so that Shigaraki's legacy can be remembered. And we get to see Mr. Compress reading it. We also get to see Overhaul reunite with his boss and break down after realizing the error of his ways. But it's already too late. Spend the rest of your life apologizing to Eri. So forget about you. But don't you ever forget about what you did to her. It's so hard. Meanwhile, Hawk's trying his hardest to bag Lady Nagant. And shit, I don't blame him. You can feel the sexual tension in the air. Like, just fuck already. Damn. Like I said in my last video, the conclusion to the Todoroki plotline was so peak, but the epilogue is tragic. It makes complete sense. Dabi's death is inevitable, and Endeavor is still dedicated to atone for his sins. Just seeing the lengths his father is willing to go for him makes him shed a tear. Dabi's story is so tragic, it just makes you wonder what could have been. But without a doubt, having Deku tell a child the same words All Might told him on that one fateful day was the best way to end the series, as he soars the skies once again. Anyone can be a hero, regardless of how you were born, and this is the story of how Class 1A became the world's greatest heroes. Knowing that MHA is over doesn't sit quite right with me. If it wasn't for me just randomly tuning into Toonami in 2018 and seeing the USJ arc, the munchie you guys know and love today probably wouldn't exist. I appreciate the ending of the series, but I'd be lying if I believe the series reached its full potential. I would have loved to see characters like Hiroshima, Nejire, and Inasa be explored more. Niggas stay talking about Megami, but Tokoyami, the OG new gen potential man, he be getting away with murder. It also sucks that we never get to see Deku go 100%, but hey, you never know. JJK Mujilo is a thing now, so maybe MHA Next Generations is on the horizon. Studio Boot! Give me the chapter 431 OVA and my life is yours!